I'm back. Thank you for still being here and for everyone who has been on my journey since I was eating banana ice cream on my back porch in Colorado, and for everyone who's just joining now. Truly thank you. You were led to this video for a reason, and I just pray that the words that I speak throughout this video are received by those who need it, and that's all that matters. If this video even touches one person, like, I've done my job and it's all worth it. There's so much I want to talk about. I just want to say I miss you guys so much. I have been on a very inward journey over the course of the past year and been really learning to cultivate a deeper sense of self-love, and I needed to take a step away from YouTube in order to do that and to really nurture my experience of the present moment. And I feel like I've downloaded a lot and learned a lot of lessons, and I will be sharing them with you in this video and in upcoming videos, but I just knew that I had to film this video to share something and to get something off my chest. Whatever is meant to come through will. It might be kind of long, so I hope that you are comfortable and maybe you're eating dinner. So comment below where you're from. I want to know where you guys are all from. It makes my heart so happy that technology is here and that we can share messages. I can just sit down on my porch and people all around the world are able to tune in, and I feel like technology sometimes gets a bad rap, but anything can be healing or hurtful depending on the intention in which you use it. And I vow to myself and to you to only enter this space when I am in a loving, positive frequency. I think that's really, really important, and that's a big reason that I did take a step away for a while, because I wasn't in a so loving frequency towards myself. 2018 was a big year of destruction for me. I don't know if anyone else felt that, but yeah, a lot of childhood wounds, being bullied, resurfaced, and it was very healing, and it was really a wake-up call for me to learn that I don't need the validation of others to be happy and fulfilled. And if I'm feeling unseen by beings in my external reality, I'm really just being unseen by myself in some way, because everything is a reflection. And so yeah, this past year I've really just been tuning back into myself, spending a lot of time in nature, a lot of time in stillness and meditation, and kind of just rebirthing myself. It's really an endless process, and I'm sure you've experienced many deaths and rebirths too if you're watching this. So just I want to say good job. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of me. We're doing great. We're doing great, trust me. I'm just so grateful to be alive, honestly. This time on earth right now is very powerful. And for those of you who are starseeds and light beings, which is pretty much everyone, I'm sure many of you know this, but our entire consciousness of earth is shifting to a frequency of love and a fifth dimensional state of consciousness. And in order to reach those levels and those frequencies, all that is not in resonance has to be purged. And that's why conflict, or your shadow aspects of yourself, are so healing, because it gives you an opportunity to release emotional blockages that have been stored within your being from childhood, from past lives, And I was doing a lot of that this year. Did a lot of crying. Crying is beautiful. It's just a release of emotion. Emotions are energy in motion, and just so much has been suppressed in our society, and there's just been a lot of conditioning that I've been learning to unravel, and I'm still unraveling. And this is kind of what I've learned in that unraveling process. I took a bunch of notes for this video, so I might be referring to these from time to time, because yeah, there's a lot I want to share, and I kind of want to just start off by saying thank you. Just thank you, like, to everyone, to the earth, and to all the humans on earth, and the birds and the animals and the rivers, and all the nourishment that Mother Gaia gives to us. Like, there is truly so much to be grateful for in every moment. Like, even if you're in a very challenging situation right now, I feel you, and I promise that there is something to be grateful for in this scenario, and there is a gift in this. And really peeling away your own expectations of how you think things should be going, and just sinking into this moment, this now, allows you to see that gift. I'm not present all of the time, but I've been learning to be more present over the course of this past year, because Source exists in the present moment. Like, Source doesn't exist in an illusion of the past or an illusion of the future. Everything is accessed in the now. That's been like a very strong message that has been coming through. And just doing anything that allows you to enjoy your now is so important. Like, just going for a walk, or maybe journaling, or putting on a song and just dancing to it, or crying, or like anything that makes you feel alive. Do that, and do that frequently. I wanted to talk about manifestation as well, because it really hurts my heart, breaks my heart a little bit when I see messages like, oh, like, you just have it so easy, like, it's so easy for you to speak about all this stuff because, like, look at your life. And I'm not going to go into my whole life story right now. This isn't the video for it. But for those of you who have been with me for a while, like, you've seen me step by step create the reality that I now live within. And I think for a lot of people in our society, they perceive success or abundance or self-love as almost a limited resource. And it's almost this mindset of like, oh, if that person's doing well, like, that means I can't. It's like very separation based. And as human beings, as living beings, we are all connected through a sacred source of energy. Everything is connected, everything is one. So if you see someone that inspires you, or you see someone doing something crazy, or traveling, or doing a crazy yoga pose, like, it could be anything, instead of getting down on yourself and comparing yourself, really try to switch that into inspiration and be like, whoa, that person is literally handing me a permission slip that I can do this too. And be grateful that you feel that desire to improve yourself. I think that's something that has helped me a lot throughout my journey. Like, when I first got into Instagram, before I even had Plentiful Soul, like, when I had my high school Instagram, I just remember following all these people that were like incredible photographers. Chris Burkard was one of them, and a few others that like lived in Hawaii. And I just remember looking at their photos and being like amazed, being like, whoa, this is so beautiful. And it didn't make me feel depressed or sad that I didn't have that. If anything, it gave me hope that they're showing me what's possible. Like, they're human and I'm a human, and we both have source energy flowing through us, so I can do that too. And I want you guys to experience that and embody that through everything that I share. And if anything I'm sharing, like, isn't making you feel good and isn't making you feel love for yourself, I don't want you to be here. Like, I want you to find people online who inspire you to become the best version of yourself, because that's what this world needs right now. It doesn't need more idols. It doesn't need more like heroes. It needs real, genuine, authentic human beings that allow others to unearth their source of self-love through their self-acceptance. So that's what I hope to be for you guys. It's just a catalyst for your own journey of empowerment. Your life doesn't have to look like mine. It probably won't, because we're all unique human beings, but I just really want to mirror to you what's possible, and I want you to know that your potential is not determined by the contents of your current reality. You are an infinite being, and in every single moment, with each thought you think, with each breath you take, with each word you speak, you are literally weaving the fabric of your reality. And we just haven't been taught this growing up. We haven't been taught how powerful we truly are as co-creators in this divine plan. And when you start to become present, and when you start to become the witness to this dream, to this reality, rather than the victim, that's when things start to shift. It takes a lot of strength to take back control of your life if you have been in a victim mentality for a long time. But you have the power to do it, because I did it, and I'm still a human being. Like, I'm not perfect at all. Yeah, I just want you guys to know that, like, I'm a human being, and I have emotions, and I cry, and I have days where I don't love myself, and where my self-worth is very low. And lately I've been having less of those days, which is beautiful, and I'm so grateful for that, but they still come. And I feel like real self-love is holding yourself in compassion in those moments of darkness. It's a lot easier to love yourself when you're in alignment, right? It's like, I'm feeling great, I love my face, like, my digestion is working flawlessly. Digestion is a big thing for me. Like, I feel like when my digestion is working well, like, everything is, in a way. I feel like my intuition is in my stomach, and like, when I'm not listening to it, my stomach hurts. I don't know if any of you guys experience that. Let me know if you do. But it's a lot easier, right, to love yourself when you're in that state. But the real test is, like, can you love that shadow aspect of yourself? Can you love the part of yourself that's still wounded and still hurting and still learning and still growing? Because self-love, genuine self-love, is the only thing that will allow you to rise out of that place. It's like an interesting paradox when you're in those lower moments of, I don't know, for me, for example, binge eating was something I struggled with for a very long time, and I actually want to do a video, a separate one, about this, because I feel like my relationship with food is truly healthier than it's ever been. Which, like, I'm so proud of you, Claire. Like, it's been a journey. I used to literally eat to the point of my stomach, like, being so expanded that I could hardly breathe. And in those moments of self-sabotage, like waking up the next morning and feeling that guilt, it's like, can you love yourself in that moment? Or are you just going to put more negative emotions into your body, which will just perpetuate those cycles of self-sabotage? Like, a few things I do when I'm feeling out of alignment to just, like, bring me back right away is movement, physical movement. That's become a big source of medicine for me lately, like sweating and exercising. I am a Pisces and Cancer moon, Aquarius rising, so I'm very, like, floaty, you know, and dreamy, and it takes more effort for me to get into that, like, let's run and, like, let's lift weights and let's, like, get strong. But when I do that, it, like, just releases so much from me. Like, movement is such a source of medicine for me. Listening to music, listening to healing music. I'll link one of my music playlists below. That has been very healing for me. Because everything that you consume, you become. We're so sensitive. Even if you think you're not sensitive, like, we're all very sensitive, and as your consciousness expands, you'll just continue to get more sensitive. So it's very important to be aware of how everything is making you feel moment to moment. Like, is following this person on social media making me feel good? Like, when I scroll through their photos, do I feel love for myself? Do I feel inspired? Or do I feel comparison and, like, not good? And it's okay if you don't feel good looking at someone's profile. Like, you can just unfollow them and be just aware of everything you're consuming, everything that you're doing in moment to moment to moment to moment. It's really about moment to moment alignment. There's no specific, like, structure to achieving self-love. It's like truly about tuning into your body and your intuition in every moment and listening to those, like, very gentle urges, like, oh, take a left here, like, oh, you should go for a walk, and, like, leave your phone at home, and, like, your ego mind is like, oh no, you should bring your phone, but your spirit is like, no, like, leave it, just, like, be present. It's like those little nudges. Your intuition is a voice of love. And Luna decided to make an appearance. Your intuition is a voice of love, and love is always gentle, and love is kind, and it speaks softly. Your intuition will never yell at you. So you kind of have to listen to it in silence, which is why presence is so important, because when you're fully immersed in the eternal now, all your thoughts kind of dissipate. So yeah, just, like, really tune into yourself and, like, notice when you are feeling in a state of alignment, when you are feeling self-love, and just kind of reflect and be like, what foods have I been eating? What have I been doing? Who have I been spending time with? And when you're feeling out of alignment, it's also a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for self-reflection and being like, what have I been doing? Like, have I been mindlessly binging on social media? Have I been binging food? Have I been surrounding myself with people that I don't really vibe with, but I just, like, feel like I need to live up to their expectations of who I should be, so I'm just, like, still hanging out with them? Like, our bodies are our guides. I feel like our souls almost, like, speak to us through our bodies, and we have such a strong guidance system. Abraham Hicks talks about this a lot, and just how, like, it is truly a gift when you feel out of alignment, because if you didn't feel out of alignment, how would you know if something was wrong, you know? Like, if you make a decision that's out of alignment with your intuition and you still felt the same, you would just kind of keep spiraling downwards. So when you're not feeling too great, like, be so grateful that your guidance system is working, and just use it as an opportunity to reflect upon what you've been doing, and just be so gentle and kind and patient with yourself. Like, self-forgiveness is crucial. It's so, so, so important. Like, having forgiveness for yourself in every single moment. And this is something I wrote down in my journal last night, that I just wrote, if we didn't make mistakes, there would be no point in being on earth. We create problems to grow and evolve beyond the mind that continues to get us in messes. So choose your heart. Like, we're supposed to make mistakes. We're living beings, and it's okay. But forgiveness will allow you to elevate out of those mistakes, and really just hold yourself in compassion, and, like, reflect upon how far you've come. Like, think back to where you were a year ago. Like, you've come so far, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of myself. Like, sometimes I just think back, like, even 4 years ago, and I'm like, how was I surviving, like, in that state of mind I was in? But I'm like, hey, it got me here. Like, shout out to all my past selves for getting me here. Seriously, like, all the past Claires, you're amazing, and I'm grateful for you. I got on a very long tangent there. Well, I hope that this is all making sense. I'm really just like speaking and not really thinking about what I'm saying, so hope that it resonates. We're all always manifesting our realities, by the way. Like, manifestation isn't something that just like some people have access to who like do yoga and meditate all day. Like, we're all manifesting everything in every moment. It's just that a lot of people are doing it from a state of abandoned awareness and not really allowing their hearts to guide and illuminate their path. Instead, they're living through fear, and they're living through limitations, and they're limiting their enormous potential by these lack-based thoughts and belief systems. You don't really manifest what you want, you manifest what you are, because everything is a reflection, and that is very key, I feel like, because if you're thinking like, oh, I really want this thing, like I want to manifest infinite financial abundance, or I want to live in this house, or I want to travel here, it's like, you could for sure manifest that, but if you're manifesting it from a place of thinking like, oh, like once I get this thing, once I get this raise, once I get this job, then I'll be happy, you're placing your internal power in an external source, and the universe will continually remove you from that external source of power until you recognize your wholeness within. Which is why I feel like manifestation just becomes so much more powerful and so much more fun when you're in a state of self-love, because then you know that like regardless of what manifests in your reality, like you still got yourself, and like you'll be okay. And reality is ever changing, like, and ever shifting and ever evolving. Nothing ever stays the same. And so if you're placing your self-love and your self-worth in something external, when that is removed or when that is shifted, you'll just feel like worthless and hopeless and unworthy all over again. So it's very important to know that it's a lot more about shifting to a world that is reflective of your inner world and the love you have for yourself. And I wanted to just share a few of my like top manifestation tips that I have used to create the life that I have today, which I'm so grateful for. And I don't want to make it sound like it didn't come easily, because I feel like in a way, like the first step I took, like leaving home when I was 18 with literally like nothing to my name, that was a big leap of faith. But then it was almost like I took that one big leap of faith. Even like making this YouTube account was a big leap of faith, like, but it's like once you take one decision in alignment with your intuition, it's almost like it gets easier every single step. And it's like, oh, like the steps just start appearing in front of you, and you're like, oh, I'll just like go here and go here, and it's just all unfolding so beautifully. So I feel like it's almost momentum that increases and picks up speed the more in alignment you become moment to moment. And a big part of that is just having gratitude for exactly where you are right now, because what we focus on expands. So if you can just feel grateful for your current situation, no matter what it is, no matter where you are, you will just attract more things to be grateful for. Gratitude is an infinite vibration that anyone can tap into at any moment, and just like being appreciative of everything, even the pain, even the darkness, because the moon is a beautiful example of this. This is so cheesy, but when it's a new moon and the moon is gone, that's when all the stars shine in the sky. Like, they're illuminated by the darkness. And so a lot of times our path to freedom, our road to freedom, is illuminated by those shadow aspects. And when you can hold them in a space of love and acceptance, that's when you can move beyond them. Okay, second part is So gratitude is number one. And then visualization. This is very powerful. Like, while you're watching this video, if you want, if you're in the place to do so, just take a moment to close your eyes and really, really visualize what full alignment looks like and feels like. Like, where are you? Are you in nature? Who are you surrounded by? What kind of foods are you eating? Like, visualize it in vivid detail and really allow yourself to embody the emotional fulfillment of that desire. Because when you're wanting to manifest something, you're not really desiring the thing, you're really just desiring the emotion that it will give you, which is why people sometimes get into messes because they just think, oh, like, once I have all of this, like, I'll be happy. But then they get it and they're like, oh, like, I'm still not fully fulfilled, like, there's something off, and they just, like, go on to the next thing. But if you can embody that emotional vibration without even having it, that's literally proof that it's already here and it just hasn't manifested yet. Emotions are magnetic and they really draw your reality to you. So if you can just, like, take a moment to really allow your heart to expand and, like, feel what it would feel like to fully love yourself, even in those dark moments. Feel what it would feel like to wake up fulfilled and financially free and surrounded by beings who genuinely love you. Like, allow yourself to feel that, even if you don't have it yet. That's, like, one of the most important things. Or else you'll just be in this endless cycle of, like, always looking outside yourself. And the next one is asking yourself for this manifestation, whatever you're calling in. I'll just use the example of, maybe you want a beautiful new living space to be in. Maybe you have roommates and you're not fully vibing with them and you just want your own space. So you're wanting to manifest this. You express gratitude for where you are now because it allowed you to refine what you wanted to create. If we didn't experience contrast, we wouldn't know what we wanted. So contrast is beautiful, and you feel gratitude and then you visualize it, feel the emotions, and then ask yourself, how does this dream, how does this manifestation benefit the collective? This is so key, because if you're just focusing on yourself, it won't really be fulfilling, because as humans, we're here to serve. And maybe this dream home that you want to call in to your reality, you want to have it so that you can have a safe sanctuary for you to fully heal and surrender and rest within. You want to create art that is healing and powerful and beautiful, but you want to do it from a stabilized, like, grounded space. You want to do it from a space that you feel comfortable and safe in, a space you love waking up in the morning. Or maybe you want to be able to have friends over for dinner and, like, create a beautiful atmosphere for human connection. Like, just think of one way in which this dream, whatever you're calling in, will benefit the collective. Maybe you're calling in infinite financial freedom, and you're like, okay, if I had unlimited abundance, if my bank account was literally just overflowing, like, I could open up an animal sanctuary and I could donate to causes that I really believe in, and I could get rid of all of my student loan debt, like, and then that would allow me to be free to create art I'm really passionate about, because I'm not worried about all these little fears in my head. Like, there's always a benefit for the collective in everything. You just have to find it. And then align your will to source. And I usually just say, like, this or better, like, source, universe, God, whatever word resonates with you, Divine Mother. Let's be like, I'm aligning my dreams to yours. Like, let me serve for you. Let my voice be a vessel for your expansion. Like, I'm here in service. And then just release attachment to how it comes, to why it comes, to when it comes. Just, like, fully let it go. Something I like to do actually on the new moon is a very powerful time to kind of plant the seeds for manifestation. And obviously do this if you're in a safe space. but I like to sometimes burn what I write down. If you have a bonfire or something in your backyard, that's like perfect. But I feel like literally burning whatever it is that I write down signifies me fully releasing attachment to it. And you're not like going back and like looking at what you wrote and being like, oh, like I wanted this and this and this. It's just like, it's gone. Like, your will be done. Whatever's meant to be will be. And that state of surrender will allow you to receive everything, literally, because reality will often turn out better than you even expected once you surrender control. And I think that's something that's hard for a lot of people, because we've been so conditioned into the kind of like unconscious masculine like way of thinking. Masculinity isn't unconscious, but like the unconscious vibration of masculinity, in which it's like everything has to be like analytical and like perfectly planned out, and you need to have a step-by-step plan, and like this. But I've found what's worked for me is just to set an intention. Like when I left home at 18, I was just like, I want to travel, I want to be free, I want to share my truth and inspire others to do the same, and just kind of surrendering and allowing Source to work through you and work miracles in your life that you couldn't even dream up. It's way more fun that way too, I feel, because then it's like always surprising, it's always uncertain, it's like anything could happen, like anything could happen, and you don't have to think of that as something that's scary or something that gives you anxiety. It's just like, use your fear almost as curiosity. Be like, whoa, anything could happen. Like, I definitely had some fear about filming this video just because I've been distant from YouTube for so long, but I knew I had to, and that's kind of the attitude I have. It's just like, anything could happen if I film this. I just need to get it out there. Like, I fully surrender. I'm really happy to be back in this community. Like, thank you for being here. This is only the beginning. I'm really, really grateful for all of you. Like, I love you guys, seriously. I ran into a girl today who knew me from YouTube, and it was like a very strong sign, like, okay, I need to post a YouTube video. And I just want to say, like, if any of you guys ever see me in person, like, please come say hi. It makes me so happy. And I feel like social media can sometimes feel very one-sided because I'm just like speaking to a phone. Even though I know there's people watching it, I'm still like in my reality just talking to a phone. So it's really beautiful to be able to meet you guys in person and connect with you. And I actually did my first retreat this year in Bali a few months ago, and it was so beautiful. Like, I feel like when I moved to Hawaii when I was 19, I experienced a depth of human connection and just like family soul love that I had always yearned for but never known. And I was like, I want to like bring this emotion and bring this safety of vulnerability to others, and it just manifested so beautifully. And to everyone who came, thank you. There's going to be more retreats in the future, because there's really nothing more fulfilling than like witnessing people transform in front of your eyes just by you like holding a safe space for them. It's not like I'm your healer and like I'm gonna heal you right on up. It's more like, okay, I'm going to give you a very safe, loving, beautiful sanctuary to connect with other like-minded people within, and like you will just heal through that alone. It was actually crazy. Like the first day of the retreat, I got sick and I got my period, and I feel like when I'm on, I don't feel like, scratch that, I know when I'm on my period, I'm sure many women relate to this, you just want to be alone. You just want to be in like your little like womb cave and just like, no one talk to me. Like, I'm bleeding out of my uterus, and I've become severely introverted when I'm on my moon cycle, but I like had no other option. I had to do this retreat. And I was sick. I got sick as well. So I was like leading people through meditations and all these things, and I was literally like, okay, like breathe into your heart. I was just like literally just being open and honest with people. I was like, I feel very inadequate of serving you right now because I feel like I'm not my best self. And I feel like me doing that almost gave people permission to be like, whoa, like, she's leading a retreat and not feeling like her best, but it's still so powerful and so healing, and it still was such an amazing experience for people, and it really showed me like I'm so powerful even when I'm feeling far from full. There's like this quote I saw on Pinterest, and it was like, be like the moon and inspire people even when you're far from full. And I was like, that's what I was feeling on that retreat for sure. But I feel like it was a big initiation for me to really step into my role as a space holder for people, and just for that remembrance of their divinity. Like, I just want you to know, whoever's watching this, wherever in the world you are right now, like, you have a purpose for being here on earth. Like, if you didn't have a purpose, you wouldn't be here. And really, like, trust yourself before anyone else, before even me. Like, listen to your own intuition and trust that, because it's never wrong. Like, it's never wrong, and your intuition speaks to you in silence and in stillness. So try to participate in activities often that clear your mind and ground you. I wanted to end this video with a little thing I wrote last night. My beautiful friend Elise drew little doodles on it. Shout out Elise, thank you. She also, I just got this little tattoo, just like a finger tattoo. Ricky and I got matching ones. Also, Ricky's amazing. You guys will get to know her more in future videos. I just kind of wanted to make this video by myself to like deeply drop in and reconnect, but yeah, sacred union is a real thing, and so grateful for that beautiful man. The poem is for you. Children of the stars, you've traveled so far to remember who you are. Illumination in human form, divinity seeking refuge in the beauty of your existence for a little while. Let any lingering trace of fear fade into the stillness woven through an empty mind. Let love guide you, nurture you, protect you. May you remember that you are eternally free from all illusion that seeks to starve your soul. You are love in its purest form. Return. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'm headed to Australia in a week, so if I see you there, I'll see you there. So much love. Thank you.